I always wanted to be an artist. My parents forced me to become an engineer. Why don't you buy a piece of canvas and just put paint on it? What have you got to lose?
All right. As you guys know, we are all gathered here today because we are Toastmasters. And it is obviously due to our intention or aspiration to overcome our fear of public speaking. And that brings us to today's topic, which is overcoming fear. Now, allow me to propose this question to both of you, or all of us. What is your greatest fear in life at this point of stage in your life? Maybe I can start off with Julian first.
I've adopted this simple sort of philosophy. I heard this from Gary Vee. And I think that one of my biggest fear is the things that I have not really done, give it a go. Especially when I'm at the later point in my life, when I don't have much time left. Maybe like 70 plus, 80 years old. And I look back and I realize there are a lot of things that I did not go for, did not do. I think that will be my biggest fear. And to be honest, it seems like I'm on that trajectory. So that is one of my fears now. I mean, I still, luckily, still have time to do something about it. But it seems like the time is still slipping away. Every year it's just sort of repeating itself. So I sort of see myself there while I still have time to sort of correct course. But actually, that's one of my biggest fears.
Okay.
That's me.
All right. I kid you not. I did not make this up. And we did not have this conversation before this.
Okay.
He stole my idea. I was going to say the same thing. Shit. Damn it. Okay, but to paraphrase in another way, one of my biggest fears is realizing that time is running out and I never really lived my life the way I wanted it. I never maximized, I never lived my life the best way it should be, that I could. And as what you have amply put as well, time seems a bit fleeting nowadays, even more so with recent events where we come across people or some celebrities or well-known people who just suddenly it was taken away from, their lives have been taken away from them, abruptly even. And that added more to my fear of not having done. And imagine that if I find myself at the gates of hell or the pearly gates in heaven, and St. Peter asked me, what have you done in your life? And I said, nothing fantastic.
I guess you guys, I think it's quite lucky, I would say, the fact that when you say your fear is so conceptual, I'm afraid that this and that. The way I experience fear is actually quite different, So whenever there's something I have to do, I sense it, there's this voice, maybe I'll do it later. You see, for me, it's an ever-present thing. You see, so I think you guys are quite lucky the fact you can say that. I have this greatest fear. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that. But no, for me, I feel it almost practically. I know you guys. Most people don't believe it when I say it because I don't look like a person with a lot of fear, right? But I feel it. Even this podcast, I'll hear this voice sometimes. Why bother doing it, man? Just go and do whatever you're comfortable with.
But is that really fear, though? Is it like really fear, or is it just procrastination, or
could be maybe just another name? But I feel that I'm actually a bit afraid sometimes. For example, of course, it's childhood trauma, but we'll talk about that another time. But let's say I have to go ask someone. This is a very residual thing. So let's say I have to ask someone. I go to maybe a government office and I have to ask someone about something. I'm not sure what it is, and for maybe just 1 microsecond, I would be afraid. I have to go ask someone. I feel it.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. So for me, I'm more concerned about getting rid of this voice, and I say, I'll just go and ask. Why think too much, man? Do podcast, do it, man. Just do it. What have we got to lose? We're not getting paid. No one's paying us to do this.
Yeah,
right. So I think, and my experience of fear is very different.
I think this relates to our topic today. I think by overcoming this micro fears in every aspect of your life, you eliminate our sort of the biggest fear, the big picture at the end, the fear of regret at the end of your life.
Right.
I think that's the whole
micro fear.
What you just said is we are feeling that too. It's part of our our concerns amongst the bigger things.
Right.
We are worried about that, many of that happening in our life, to a point where at the end,
Mountain of shit, shit hill, right?
we didn't do, but
It's a failure.
That's the thing though, why is it that we have this? We have this thing, some people do things so easily, or maybe they're also hiding their fears. I don't know. But I feel it, and I don't want to have this residual. Even I've been a Toastmaster for some time. It's fine for me to go up to stage to speak. I mean, I'm in front of the camera now. Am I afraid now? No, not really, because I'm already doing it. So that's a trick. Maybe if you start doing it, then you no longer have time to think about whether you're afraid or not. But it's always a starting point. The right before you start, that moment of hesitation, I hate it actually.
Yeah.
But I guess every one of us faces that, right? I think this is a universal thing. Probably because we are humans, we like comfort. It's our brain's mechanism to sort of protect us.
But I would say that among there are different tropes among these people that we talk about. Some of them, their threshold of procrastination could be very low, very shallow. Or they feel the pain, or they suffer from the pain of not doing it just to a certain point, and they will start taking action. And some of us, like people like myself, take damn long. It take a lot for me to finally get action. Professional slacker, yes. That would be a bit more challenging for people like myself. And I think he's also one of them. But
I can relate to that.
Well, we can pat ourselves on the back because we're actually, doing this now.
Yeah.
The G67 podcast.
So yes,
G67.
G67 podcast. Now, so what should we? How about this? I think we have all had our share of kind of fear. Well, we express it in rather abstract or not non-specific manner. How do you overcome that?
Okay. I have actually talked about this before in one of the Toastmasters meeting, so I'd love to share this with everyone who's watching and among us. I wrote this when I was in Beijing actually.
Right.
There wasn't a lot of good television. So the definition of no fear, number one, we have to take the initiative and we have to be proactive. What do you think? Or should I go through all four first?
We all know very well we have to take action. It's how
that's
to
what we're doing now.
how do we take action?
Take the initiative. I suppose this part, taking the initiative, is about not being passive. Because, how do I say? For example, table topics. Okay. It's supposed to be impromptu, and someone will select you, and a lot of people actually keeping quiet. They don't volunteer. They wait for their turn to be called. But in fact, they should go, all right, I'll do it. Taking the initiative. I think that is the first thing for how we can overcome our fear. Taking the initiative instead of being passive and say, yeah, I'll just wait it out and see. Because once you wait, you can wait for a long time. I think. Right? Anyway, let me just go through the other ones. There are just three more. The second one is, if you want to overcome your fear, you have to possess a true ability to handle rejection.
A true ability.
True ability, not just an ability, but a true ability to handle rejection. Okay, it could be approaching, for those who are single, or those who are
looking for.
Okay, or who are in an open marriage. Okay, who are and they see someone attractive, they want to approach them, and what if she says no? Or what if he says no? And you say, I better not do it. And you lose out to your fear. So you just go ahead and say, what's the worst thing that can happen? I'm not interested. Okay, or some bad words you say. Okay, I'm not sure we can say that. She was off or something. But what's the worst thing that can happen? We get splashed, but that only happens in movies really, unless you say something really controversial. Or you want to try something new. Maybe you want to be an artist. I always wanted to be an artist, but my parents forced me to become an engineer. Why don't you buy a piece of canvas and just put paint on it? What have you got to lose? That's what I think. This is what I mean. True rejection, true ability to handle rejection. Yeah, okay. Not be afraid of it. And the third one is that we have to have a sense of adventure and curiosity to explore the unknown. And also the ability to see this as fun and exciting instead of anxiety-inducing. Mm-hmm. So, belum cuba belum tahu, just go and try. Talk to her, see what she says. Maybe she could be your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever.
Or more like, for example, you're using the example of approaching a girl. Rather than approaching the girl, you would like to you're curious to know whether this pickup line that I'm going to use, is it working?
Right. It could be
Then not to get the girl, but just to see whether the pickup
it's
line
collecting data. It's data collection, right? Yeah. So I mean, I took the leap. I took the step to join Toastmasters, and if I had not done that, I would not be here. I'm not sure even if both of you would be here. I'm not sure lah.
Yeah. Probably not.
You see, that's the thing, because based on the history, you joined, you left, you came back, and we clicked, and all three of us actually expressed interest in having a podcast, but we just didn't have the drive to do it on our own, and now we're here, right? So it has led to this. So I think everything is connected. You can look at all these theories about multiverse and many worlds theory or whatever, or predestination or free will and stuff. But the fact is that we three of us are sitting here, recording this. So I think we have to have a true sense of adventure. Okay. So the first one, once again, is there's one more. First one is that we must take action. We must be proactive. The second one is we must have a true ability to handle rejection. The third one, we must have a sense of adventure and curiosity. And the fourth one is that we have to make it a habit. Yes. So same for I'm applying this to our podcast. We have to do this consistently, once a week, once a month, but never do it whenever we feel like it. Yeah, I mean that's a recipe for failure lah.
To set deadlines and have some system to prepare for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, I think you put it very well. You articulated it very well, very orderly, in a very orderly fashion as well. Much better than what I could have thought of. But my question is, I think most of what you said makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, it's easy to tell someone else as well. Oh, I think you're afraid, but why don't you just do it? What's the worst that can happen? You tell some single guy, incels, you may tell them that, but it's still not easy for them to actually go and take action, right? In terms of whether it's public speaking or talking to a girl or whatever it is. Why do you think that is?
Well, it depends. Why do I think that is?
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to say. I mean, like even Nike has the slogan, "Just do it," right? I mean, all this it's easier said than done. Just do it, right? Just do it. What's the worst can happen? The rewards, far outweighs the costs. Like, can you imagine? Like, people always say, if you talk to this girl, what's the worst that can happen? She says no.
Okay, I'm going to deflect your question a little bit, because you said, why are they like that? I don't know. I'm not them, so I don't know what they are thinking. But if I'm faced with a person like that, I'll just say, do you want it? Do you want to have a girlfriend? Do you want to stay single? Or you have to go there. She might say no, but she might also say yes. But people will gamble, people will spend their money gambling. And they have this magical thinking, magical belief that, I'm going to win somehow. But when it comes to this, they don't dare to do it. Or they'll work in this place instead of starting their own business, or venturing out of their comfort zone. I think just do it, try it, man. It's either do or you don't.
I think to add on to that, it's more of how we tend to protect ourselves. It's our natural instinct when we are exploring unfamiliar grounds, and our brain will tell us to be more careful, right? And usually they will reject us going through self-preservation. So one of the things that I find personally that would help me a little better with taking action, finally taking action, it would be to consider the cost of inaction rather than the rewards of action. That means because we as humans, we are risk adverse.
My boss told me this. He says this is about doing sales, right? Approaching people. There are 100 cars in the parking lot, all of them with tinted black glass. And one of the cars has $1 million in it. Would you knock on certain cars, or would you knock on every car?
What would you do?
I mean, not every car. But
it's 100 cars, man. Just spend the time doing it. I mean, we can do that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, like as I say, you can open the door, but you have to walk through your own. I can't walk through the door by yourself. So I think which is great about Toastmasters is that, you're at the spot, you're already at the meeting. Here's your chance to go out and overcome the fear.